I love Quicksilver. When people were mentioning it, I was like, oh, what did you think about this? And I was like, really?
I pictured like the National Lampoon version of Hunger Games. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a good redemption arc. Danny hates it.
Jigsaw versus the Terrifier. You gotta pick one. Hey everyone, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Liz, and this is the Besties in the Books podcast, our very first podcast collaboration episode with the wonderful Danni and Michelle over at the Book Club After Dark podcast.
Yeah, we're so excited.
So we're so excited to bring these ladies on. If you don't already listen, we know you'll absolutely love their bookish content. They've covered everything from the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent to Quicksilver, the Empyrean. Now they're doing Twilight. So you guys know everything that we love, everything that you guys love, we know that you'll be into it. So feel free to stick around for this completely spoiler-free episode. If you guys are interested in getting to know the creators of Book Club After Dark, we'll yap all about what inspired them to start their podcast, what their favorite books are, and then we will get into what our bookish pet peeves are. So I'm really excited to talk about that. But before we get into that, we just want to say thank you so much for being here.
Seriously, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and your book to listen on in and find out all about this awesome podcast. We're so excited to have them today. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcasts, including YouTube. And you can find Book Club After Dark podcast over on Instagram as well, and YouTube, and also anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcasts. So give them a follow there. We will also be having a collab episode with them in the future. So make sure those notifications are turned on. That way you get notified when that episode goes out as well. Super exciting. Whee!
Yeah, so just a couple more things about Book Club After Dark before we bring them on. So Danni and Michelle launched their podcast in October of 2024. They describe their vibe as an inviting, moonlit podcast where they break down fantasy, romantasy, and thriller novels, all things enchanting, intriguing, and suspenseful. So each episode offers an intimate discussion on captivating stories, character breakdowns, fan theories, and much more. Throw on your sweats, grab your comfort drink, and unwind. They have new episodes every Thursday, and let's welcome Danni and Michelle on.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for coming.
Liz, I don't know. You pretty much knocked out our intro. Like, you just, like, nailed it. I'm like, I feel like you should come be a night owl. Like, I feel like it just works out really well. It was awesome. It was so good. Ashley, you, by association, come on, too. You just did a great job. I mean, but it was just awesome. I'm excited to be on another podcast. That's exciting for us because I feel like we're often having guests on, so it's really excited to be part of someone else's show. So thank you so much for inviting us to be here. We're really excited.
Yeah, definitely. We're excited to, it's kind of like your coworkers in a way. Well, no, it's not coworkers. What is it called? We're like, we're in the same industry. So industry friends, So it's like, hey, what we're talking about tech issues ahead of the time of filming this, as you guys all know, we complain about. So it's like camaraderie. It's like, hey, what issues are we having this week? Because they happen constantly. They do.
You know what it reminds me of? Yeah, it reminds me of industry night. So, I was a server in college, and so, industry night's usually, on a Monday night, and everyone, goes out for drinks and stuff, because that's the night that you're vibing with all the people that are finally not at work. You have a night off, and it's this is our night off with our fellow podcasts, and we're doing our thing together. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, totally. I love it. All right, so we're going to just get right down to it. On our podcast over here, we like to throw each other on the spot and do a fave and fail every week, sometimes different themes. So for you guys, we decided to ask you what your fave and fail is about starting Book Club After Dark. So maybe what the hardest thing would be, as a fail, or just tech fails that have happened, or what's your favorite thing?
Yeah. Michelle, you go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. Okay, so favorite thing, obviously, I get to talk books with Danni. Me and Danni go way back before we were moms. We were dog moms way, was it 2018? We met on a Instagram dog mom group. So we had our own in-person book club, and now I just get to talk books with her all the time. So that's obviously my favorite part of being in book club after dark that we just kind of, you know, have this really strong friendship. Fail is anything technology. Basically anything technology, and just figuring out, you know, the editing process. You know, it's kind of like trial and error. You make it, you fake it till you make it, ultimately. So that's been, you know, I guess a fail. There have been a couple of things with that.
Couple of late nights, right? Panics, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Early mornings.
Yeah, for sure.
I think my favorite thing about starting this is I went to film school, so and I hadn't gone and done anything with that in such a long time, and I just had talked to Michelle. We talked about it for a while, and I was saying to her, it would be really fun to try it. I have some background in it. We can see, you know, what we can do. Can we get started? Is this something like real that we can do? And I think that the best part about it is the same thing. I echo Michelle's sentiment. It's being able to watch ourselves grow. But I think the best thing so far has been able to, we launched in October of 2024, and to see kind of where we're at in less than a year is really incredible. All the people that we've already got to talk to, the relationships we've got to build, the things we've got to talk about that related to other people. I think that relationship building is kind of something we were really looking forward to in starting the show to begin with. Because a big reason we started it was we would have such low intermittent attendance in our book club because folks just have lives and things happen and you couldn't meet up and these things would happen. And we're like, man, it'd be nice if we had like some more consistency where people could like go that was virtual and talk in a different way. And so that part for me has definitely been the biggest fave part of it, is for sure. It's just realizing that. And I think the biggest fail was kind of underestimating how much of that would be like learning how to social media. I didn't realize like the level of like the amount I have learned about reels in the last like however many months is just probably more knowledge than I ever cared to know. I have learned a lot about social media. I did not realize the level of social media marketing management that would go on behind the scenes. So that has definitely had its learning curve for sure. It's been fun. I'm glad that I've learned it. But yeah, there's a lot of posting. There's a lot of marketing that goes behind this, and it's a tremendous amount of work that we put in, and I know you ladies do too. And it's I think most folks don't really see that. They see what comes out, but they don't realize like how many hours, how much time, how much love is put into each and every episode that we all do, and how much thought behind it goes in. So I wouldn't say that's necessarily a fail, more of just like a learning curve as you go. And I think any big venture you go into is going to have those types of learning curves. So it's just, I wouldn't say a fail. I think a fail is always like necessary. You can't have success without failure. So I think it's been a key ingredient, but yeah, always learning, growing, trying to get better.
Totally.
That's what we always say around here too. We're like, we call it a fail, but most of the time it's not. You know, at the end of the day, it's not.
Yeah.
But I love that. So, I mean, the next thing that we wanted to know was like how you guys met and then how this podcast came to be. So you've already kind of answered that a little bit, but you said that you guys met on a dog mom group on Instagram?
Yeah, it was the Orlando Dog Mom group on Instagram. Some random group. I had just moved to the Orlando area, and I just got a dog, and so I'm like, I need friends. And we joined it, and we just clicked a lot, and we were the last two in the group who actually still live in Orlando. Everyone else moved away. No. So and then we went through motherhood together. So that was 2018. You know, COVID was a trying time, especially with like social groups and everything, and we just really got a strong bond there. And then motherhood, and then our book club that we had in person. So, and then we just, like Danny said, we just had really struggling turnout consistently. Like at first it was great, and then there would be just a couple of people, and we wanted to do something where we could, you know, reach more people and have more of those conversations, and it didn't have to be a set time. It could be on your time, because it's hard being an adult and having free time is just what is free time.
Good luck.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I think that what was crazy was at the time, like, we both had puppies, and so we were trying to get our dogs more socialized, and that's how we joined the dog mom group. And not to get heavy, but I feel like you guys are already so comforting at this point that I'm just going to spill the beans. I was going through a loss, so my husband and I had a trying time having our son, and so I was actually going through a loss, and I was looking for some more companionship, and I was like, I gotta get this puppy out of the house. We're going through this really, really difficult time. And Michelle and I just had when you meet somebody and you kind of feel like you already knew them, and it kind of just feels like that organic, the conversation, like we would have subtle pauses and it never felt like forced. I could just not talk for a while and it was not weird. You know what I mean? Like these kind of awkward things where it's like, it wasn't awkward, and that's like, that friendship just kind of clicks really naturally. I feel like Michelle and I kind of had that for years, and it made some of the trying times that both of us have gone through motherhood, through postpartum, through COVID. We both had our kids through a trying time with COVID, and just all that. We were just such good friends through all of that it kind of made sense when it was like, if we're going to try and start a business to really grow something substantial that's long lasting, like you want to build that with somebody that you've known and know you can trust and can be there through the kind of thick and thin, that's dependable, that can really be something lasting. And I think that's where when we talked about it, it just made sense that we could do Book Club After Dark and really like have each other's backs, because it's hard. You know that. Things happen. People don't show up that you asked to come on. Things change, schedule changes, times change, life happens. And like having someone that's your co-host that's super dependable has just been like, it's been great. I really feel like that's, yeah. Well, I was kind of, and I'm pointing to Ashley and Liz. I'm sure that they can relate heavily to that, and like kind of back at you. I'm like turning the question around. Like, what about, I would love to know that about you all. Like what that has to be there for you to be successful in your show as well, as that level of trust between each other.
Yeah,
totally.
I mean, just as you were like saying that, I'm like, great, I'm gonna like get emotional about this. Like, it's so true. It's good. It's good to be genuine and real here, and we welcome it. But yeah, I mean, Ashley and I go way back to the 9th grade, so we've been working on projects together since then. Yeah. So I feel like it just, life kind of sent us in, like we were always close, but we moved to opposite sides of California. And so, we didn't see each other in person as often. And, college happens, trade school happens, kids happen. And I feel like this was our way of kind of coming back together. And you're absolutely right. Like finding that person that like literally, you can depend on through thick and thin. Like sometimes I even tell my husband, like, you realize Ashley's been around longer than you, right? Like a lot longer than you. No, but it's true.
That's like 9th grade. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't talk to anyone from high school. That's amazing. That you guys have been friends for that long.
No, it's one of those like, we always, being in almost all the same, we came from a very small town, so we were always mostly in the same classes together, working on projects like she said, and we always worked so effortlessly together. It's easy. Basically how you were describing, the relationship's always been easy. There's no awkward silences. If we're silent, we just don't feel like talking right now, and there's nothing weird about it. It's like we're just vibing, where some people have to fill the room all the time, which is okay, but it just depends on the personality and the needs. So it's always been easy. It's just been, so when we decided to do this podcast, it's like one of those, people, are you sure you want to, work with your friend? And it's like, this is like the only person I could consistently work with, and it's easy. So we can relate to everything you guys said for sure.
100%.
That's awesome.
All right. So, going out there and meeting people, that feels like this tells me the answer, but maybe not. Introvert or extrovert? What are you guys?
Oh, introverted. I'm so introverted, and I find myself in these extroverted situations. I'm like, how did I get here and why? I have to recharge a lot, and even like in-person events, you can kind of see, like Danny's an introvert too, but she extroverts a lot more, and you'll kind of see like the difference in dynamic when she's in situations. She like talks and like is like really like outgoing, and I'm very much an observer, and then I'll chime in. But yeah, so I need a lot of time to recharge socially after our events and everything.
Yeah.
So introverted.
I can relate for sure.
I'm an introvert too. However, it's funny because I don't see myself that way, the way she just described me, but she's watching me. So
if you saw a video of yourself on the outside, like you're, which is great because I'm very much like when I'm meeting new people, I'm very calm and I'm very like, feeding off of their vibe, and you're like, I'm going to control the vibe instead. So, it's not a bad thing.
I think it's like it's probably just a very type A thing. I just kind of like to know, I want to know where it's going to go. And so like, I'm like, okay, what's the expectation here? Let me figure it out. And then, which is also kind of an introverted thing because I want to exit from it, but I also want to get to know you. So it's very weird. It's like, I do want to meet you. I want to get to know you, but I'm also I kind of get drained by the social element. I get tired from it. I want to meet everyone who wants to meet us, and we had an event. We had an event at the end of June, and it was amazing. It was for Quicksilver, and we had this great Quicksilver event, and I think this exact thing happened that Michelle's saying. It's like I kind of had a tendency to just like talk, and I think that's like my coping mechanism in the situation. I feel like you either like go turtle, go in, or you're just like, I don't know, whatever the opposite of turtle is, the hair. You're just out there. So that's me. I'm just out there trying to bop around until I figure. Yeah, I don't. Little bookish throwback. It's like I'm trying to figure it out as I'm going through it and like what the expectation is, and there's just way too many thoughts happening at the time. So it's like it's a lot. See, it's not even a lot to explain to you. Like, that's what's happening. There's too much happening.
Maybe it depends on the situation, because I'm very situational. Yeah. I'm mostly an introvert, but if I'm comfortable in the situation, you wouldn't know that. Yeah, you would describe me as extroverted in that time. I mean, we went to Romantasy Book Con in LA this year, and I was, talking to people and stuff and more outgoing. But in the day-to-day, I'm not talking. I'm like, I'm very turtling, So I get that. Hard to explain, but yeah.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like I loved Quicksilver. So when people were mentioning it, I was like, oh, what did you think about this? And I was like, really? And now I'm like leaning in. I'm like, really? I didn't think about that. That's amazing. And then it was like, you just start to like talk to people more because it's something you love, and you already know that they love that thing too, because that's why they're there. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's like, I get what you're saying, Ashley. It like comes out of you because you're both already excited about the thing, whatever the thing is. So you're sharing this common bond already from the jump. Yeah. Makes sense.
I know for me,
this? Go ahead, Liz.
No, I was just going to say, I know for me, I struggle if the conversation isn't organic.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what the difference is like, I'm very introverted, and I'm exactly like Michelle was saying, like, I am the quiet observer. So some people are like, is she okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just like literally just chilling and like watching everything pan out, but yeah, it's like what you were saying. If I'm really into the topic of conversation, or someone mentions something that I'm really excited about, then the conversation just flows super easily, and you wouldn't even know that I'm introverted. But then I'll go back to lurking, like after that conversation stops. You know what I mean?
She said lurking.
Yeah, for sure.
Lurking. Yeah. We're lurking.
Oh yeah,
I get it. I like it.
Hiding in the rafters. So. All right, you guys got hit. This is where my mind blanks out, so I get it if it's hard, but if it flows out of you, that's great. What are 3 random facts about yourselves?
3 random facts about myself. I can defend myself very well.
Ooh.
I have extensive training in this department.
Yeah, don't come at her.
I have never felt unsafe with her, so that is true.
Dude, badass.
Cool.
Going downtown Orlando, going anywhere, never felt unsafe.
Nice.
3 other facts. Let's see. I am a really big music lover of like all genres. I really love everything. I have commented on a lot of your guys' stuff because you guys had Alkaline Trio on one of your posts, and I was like, holy shit, Alkaline Trio, because I hadn't seen Alkaline Trio on a post in so long. I got so excited. So I was a music promoter in college, so
cool.
there's one random fact. So that's kind of why I've bopped around. I like listening to everything. And it was really hard when that's why I take a lot of time when we do some of our posts. I'll put some out there music on there, but every single post of ours that has to do with a book has to do with a playlist from that book. So it's very intentional. So I was kind of like, I'm going to say that's all of them because I feel like I gave you extra.
No, that's
facts in
great.
there. So we're going to throw them all into it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So my background, I went to college for literature. So I've always loved books, honestly. And, you know, I've been working in education. So that's, you know, together trying to make other people like books, and it's a struggle with these teenagers, but it is a thing. And let's see what else. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh, see, two badasses. Watch out, guys.
It's been a while since I practiced, but I got it, so it's still mine.
Also have never felt unsafe with Michelle.
There you go.
I'm also like,
you guys come hang out with us. We got you.
So I'm also like almost 6 foot. So my, you know, people tend to steer away from me. Tall woman. And let's see, a third one. I've been to almost every continent.
Oh, nice.
Antarctica.
Yeah. Do you want to go to Antarctica?
That's one.
Just to get it done?
I wouldn't. Just to say that I've been there. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Just
hey,
check.
I'd go.
Nice.
We should do like a book club after dark.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would totally do it.
Dude, have you seen that weird thing they have to go past? It's like,
oh my gosh. I was just going to say this, Ashley. There's this viral video that there's this like pleasure cruise, which who does this? But there's some kind of like pleasure cruise to Antarctica, and like the intent is to like get on like the biggest of the waves.
Gosh.
And they have this like big open glass front thing, and because you can see like the whole ocean like coming onto the ship is like and the way I'm like absolutely not. Like absolutely I'm not paying for that. They pay like $10,000 a ticket or something stupid, and I was just like there is no way. There is no. I am very good not doing that.
I love cruising, and I don't think that doesn't sound appealing, because what if the glass breaks and then the intrusive thoughts just continue. I couldn't enjoy myself.
No.
Too many intrusive thoughts.
my motion sickness could never. $10,000 to be vomiting the whole time. I'm good.
No.
Yeah. But it's cool. Yeah. So can you take a airplane ride? I don't think so.
Exactly.
But,
that sounds better.
Let's go through. Let's go over. There we go.
That part. Yes.
There we go.
I will be doing that.
So, do you guys want to share any of your favorite books? So, I just put on here your top 3 favorite books, or books that got you into reading. Like, we're curious. What are they?
Like ever?
Like,
or
literally anything you want to share. Yep.
So, like, really just got me into reading first was Hunger Games. For, in the early 2000s, YA dystopia was, a big thing. So Hunger Games, which led to Maze Runner, and what also, because we also do thrillers, Pretty Little Liars, that book series when I was in high school was such like a big thing. And before it became a TV show, the TV show kind of ruined it. I know the TV show is very popular, but it wasn't the book. They changed like everything about the book, which made me mad. So I definitely didn't watch it after season 1. But like, being, I think I was like a freshman in high school when I first saw the books, and I was like, I picked one up and I bought it, and then I would ask my dad very regularly to take me back to Books A Million, and he was just like, she's reading, it's fine, don't worry about it. But that was like a murder mystery, so that's like the first like peek into thrillers that I really got into. And then so those are 2 of like my childhood books. And the book that got me back into really reading and loving to read was The Serpent and the Poison Knife by Carissa Broadbent. So I just love that series as the series that got me back into adult reading, and now I've joined the cult.
Mine's over here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm like wondering, because I was actually obsessed with that show Pretty Little Liars, and now I'm like, well, now I feel like I need to read the books.
No, you need to, like, the whole like how I'm not going to spoil it because if you're going to read it, but how people are, their relationships are, how The death went completely different in the book.
Interesting.
Yeah, I actually have that because I have like a YA section of my library. It's just out of reach in the picture. I have like all of them. So my daughter picks them up because they're like, she's like, oh, pretty. But yeah, I'm like, nah, you can't read that.
That'd be a good fall read
Maybe when you're
for
older.
sure. Interesting.
Yes, yes.
I will have to say, I was in high school when Harry Potter was still coming out because Michelle and I are different in ages, right? And I vividly remember each book coming out, and Harry Potter for me was, I remember book 6 coming out and I was in 11th grade, and I remember each one like before that and just the excitement behind it. And this was a time before internet is the way it is. You had the people waiting for midnight. I mean, at the different bookstores and Barnes and Nobles, and they still do like the midnight release and stuff, but I just like, I feel like it wasn't the same, and I don't want to be like, oh, it's back in my day was better. And that's not what I'm saying. It just felt like because technology just has evolved in a lot of great ways. But I feel like for the book community, I mean, we're on a podcast now. Of course, it's evolved in a great way. We couldn't do this then. But it's just that book series was a catalyst for me for sure. I love that series. It led me to read basically. I loved Divergent. I loved Hunger Games. I loved Cassandra Clare.
The City of Bones, the Mortal Instruments series.
City of Bones. I loved the Mortal Instruments. Oh my god, I loved it. I love that series so much. I feel like they did the show and the movie not great, but
so dirty.
Yeah. The books were so good, and it just led me to keep going. Twilight even. I loved Twilight too. I will say it's a little bit problematic now going back. We were in the middle of this, and Michelle's never read them, and so I read them when they were coming out. And so at that time, we talked about this a lot in our series coverage, is like we just like I was trying to explain to her the level of fandom behind when these movies came out and like how big of a deal it was, and it was just like so massive. And that still happens now. I feel like Hunger Games, you guys covered Hunger Games, I've seen some of your stuff for that, and it's like that series is getting that same love again, and I'm here for it. Like, I'm so excited. I loved the Hunger Games as a book series I read multiple times, and I watched the movies like as a comfort watch, which I'm not sure what that says about me, that I would watch that. But like, I still like, I feel like Jennifer, the casting of that, they just did such a good job. They really, really did. And Woody Harrelson, just great. I mean, the best. So good. I would say that would probably be, what was that?
Like, kind of what got you into reading.
Your bookish origin story, if you will. Yeah.
I thought I was an introvert, but see, it's happening. Like, now you guys are getting me talking about like something I like, so we're just going to be here for a while.
So are there any other like authors that you want to shout out while you're here? Like maybe any indie authors that you've really been enjoying lately that you like, or anything like that?
I'm not sure for indie. For thriller, I know I didn't mention her in my like top 3. Lucy Foley had like really opened my eyes to thrillers as like an adult, and also that was like my first audiobook, and I became an audiobook girly after that. Before, I used to be like, audiobooks are kind of like weak, you know, I want to read the book, I want to picture the voices and everything in my head. But after her, because she has multiple voice actors in her audiobooks, I'm like, oh, this is actually really cool, getting the different voices. And so now that book, The Guest List by Lucy Foley, opened like my horizons to liking audiobooks and how they are actually, you know, beneficial if you're doing like a tandem read, or if you're, you know, it's just fun listening to the different voice actors, and you actually get the names proper the first time around instead of like saying the names incorrect forever.
Instead of me, who has no idea what she's saying most of the time. Yeah, it's relatable. I think for me, for thrillers too, there is several thrillers that were like big that got me back into the reading. One of them is Gone Girl. All of her books. Literally. Gone Girl for me, it has always been kind of a palate. People use the word palate cleanser. I don't know that I love that term, because I still love thrillers equally. I get why you need like to call it a palate cleanser in between fantasy, because fantasy is so mind heavy. There's just so much more to like the worlds and visualizing them and all that. But really do feel like thrillers have their own type of vibe. It's in our world, but the ability that these authors can take these stories and I'm them. Like Wrong Place, Wrong Time was just, if you haven't read that, incredible book. Go read that. That one's really good. But also Gone Girl. Obviously there's a film with Ben Affleck. Everybody knows that one. But her other books too were just phenomenal. So what?
Sharp objects. There's
sharp
two
objects.
that sound the same.
Dark Places.
Dark Places.
Dark
I was like,
Places.
they're all, and I'm always waiting for Gillian Flynn to write more stuff. So she's really great. And then one of my favorite audiobooks of all time, which again, I am relatively new to, just like Michelle, to audiobooks, is None of This Is True. And that one, if you haven't listened to that, so it's, have you read it?
No.
So None of This True, the audiobook, it has segments in time about it being a Netflix series. So like the voices transition to like, and now we're starting the show on da-da-da. Like there's just different ways that they like cinematically in the audio transition you to like the different phases of the book and these characters. And ironically, it's about a girl who starts a podcast about women's empowerment. And it goes like horribly wrong.
Oh no.
But it was a great
It's a great read.
Yes, it was a great read. So None of This Is True would be one of those as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I shout some thrillers out because I feel like we both of our shows kind of cover a lot of fantasy and those elements too, and I know you guys did. Educated was a great one too because I know you guys did. I have it right here. Wild. Cheryl Strayed. Super good. It's right on my bookshelf behind me. But great books. I love historical fiction too. I could just keep talking. So I'm gonna cut right there. I'm done with my responses.
I've been saying for a while that I need to get back into thrillers because I definitely had like a chunk of time like in college where I got really into them and then I kind of fell off. So I appreciate the recommendations. I'll download them right after.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk soul characters. If you could pick one book character that would be what you would consider your soul character, who would it be and why?
That's a tough one.
Very.
It's a tough one. Because a lot of the, like, FMCs, like, I see them, and when I'm reading, I am them, but, like, as they are in the book. So, because I struggled when I read this question, I was like, ugh, what is it? So, I would say The Serpents and the Wings of Night, there is a novella that is in between the first the Six Scorched Roses. Roses. So I would say Lilith. She's 30. She is not 21. So, her mentality I could get into a lot more. And she really is just like, I'm going to do whatever I can to save my sister. And like, I'm going to face this vampire who I know will probably maybe eat me, who turns out to be like really hot and ends up eating her in a different way, and then they are and it works out great. I mean, am I wrong? That's how it goes, right?
Series, honestly,
right? It's such a good novella.
Yeah,
there's so much in that little piece, and the way, like, because I read it after knowing of Lilith, so you understand like her in the Star-Cursed King more than once you read the Six Scorched Roses. Her titles are like such a mouthful. They're artistic, but like such a mouthful. But yeah, so I would say she's my soul character.
That's a good one.
Yep.
All right, you're on the spot, Danny.
Yeah. So okay. I have two, which I guess, whatever time of day. So the first one, I thought of Lessons in Chemistry. So if you haven't read Lessons in Chemistry, Elizabeth Zott is the protagonist. Have you read it? If not, I'll give you a little bit. Okay. So Lessons in Chemistry follows a scientist who is in around the 50s era, and she gets looked over chronically. She's in a male-dominated industry. I can relate heavily to her. She also like doesn't take any shit. And what ends up happening is she gets picked up to of all things, do like a cooking show. And what happens in the show is she eventually leads other women to go do the thing. Like, for example, one of the women in her audience, and this isn't giving it any spoilers, raises her hand to like give feedback, and the woman is like, yeah, I was really great at science and I wanted to go be a surgeon, but I made other choices in life. I had children, and now I'm going to be there for them. And she's like, well, why couldn't you go when they're grown? Or why can't you go take night classes if you want to finish your degree? And like, pushed her. And then towards the end of the book, you find out that this woman goes and becomes a surgeon. And it's this idea, this premise of not allowing, and my second one is Bryce Quinlan. So if you've read Crescent City, you will know who she is. And they all kind of line up with, a real world character and a romantasy character. And both of them have the same trait, which is they're not taking shit from anyone. And they're going to stand their ground for what they believe in, but they also know that there's room for growth and they're going to go out there and find it. But Bryce is just, I loved her so much. She was the reason I recommended Crescent City to Michelle when I was reading, because I'm also the friend. There's always one friend who's like eons way ahead of the other friend. Yeah. That's usually
she brought me into the cult.
Yeah, and so like I've read all the things, and so it would be like, okay, this one's really good, or this one's a waste of time, like, or this one wasn't great, or whatever it was. I didn't love it, maybe you will, kind of thing. And I was like, Bryce and Danica, like, you need to read Crescent City. Like, you've got to read Crescent City. And I just loved, I know a lot of people have, like, their disses on Crescent City,
if
but
you're
Bryce is a character.
Are you saying I'm Danica? Because, like,
no,
I'm sorry, 2 chapters in.
Like, we've had the
same
conversation.
No spoilers.
No, we've been there.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Like, hey, wait. Those who know. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, no, I think she's great. I think that she is one of many characters by Sarah J. Maas that are incredibly empowering. And what I really liked about Bryce, too, specifically related to sexuality, is that she was one of the few characters that I had read in a long time that really just didn't care. She did what she wanted to do, and she didn't think twice about it, and she got whatever she wanted out of whatever situation she was in. Maybe it wasn't always healthy, but she did her thing, and there was no bitterness about what she did or wherever she went. And I just felt really kind of empowered by her, and I really liked her as a character, and thought that I was really happy to read a character like that, because I feel like it's not always the case, and it's refreshing to read someone like Bryce. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, now we need to know yours. You can't just like put us on the spot like that.
Look, I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
I didn't think this over.
My soul character 100% is Nesta through and through till the end of time. Yeah, like I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. I have like ataraxia, huge tattoo on my leg, like for her. The first time I read that book, it like changed my life. The second time I read the book, changed my life again, but in different ways, so.
Oh, so good. I love her.
Yeah, me too. Same. Me too. Through and through. Ashley, what do you got?
I will say, not for the reasons you think. I would say Katniss, but in a comical way, because I feel as though I would get myself in a situation that, she's just like trying to survive, at the end of the day.
Poor girl.
And she just has to rise to the occasion. And I feel like that's my day to day. Like, I'm just trying to live. And now, the house is falling apart.
I gotta do some shit.
I gotta get it together, and I gotta get through this. And I'm also fairly outdoorsy, so I think I could survive for a little bit.
There you go. Okay.
I just picture this is not a dig at you at all, because I think that if you were called to be the Mockingjay, you would carry us through. I believe that.
I'll make 100%. Too many jokes.
How is that a dig?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No.
Yeah.
The dig is.
Oh, you forgot to the dig.
No, I was going to say, but when you said that, I pictured like the National Lampoon version of Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So like you're the comic relief while also being a badass.
Yeah, I'm decent
at
with
the
a
same
bow.
time.
Okay.
Somehow.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that.
That's like when Katniss in the movie. It's when like Jennifer Lawrence, when Katniss is playing Katniss.
Yeah.
In Mockingjay. That's what it would remind me of. And they're like, okay, do the promo. And she's like, and I'm going to save the world. And everyone's like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Like, what?
Like, just let me be in my element and everything's fine. But if the minute you tell me, okay, say this, I'm like, oh, well, hey, what do I do with my hands situation, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, little Talladega Nights. Yep, for sure. For sure.
So, okay, so coming off of that, what would you say is your guys' favorite trope and your, like, most hated trope? Like, give us one of each.
I mean, I feel like enemies to lovers is a no-brainer. It's definitely one of the
Good every
favorites.
time.
Yeah.
Good every time. What's not
Yeah.
to like? I mean, there's a reason why there's a million memes of like the enemies just became lovers. It's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You're
They're
like,
in the cabin,
yeah. Like,
and there's one bed.
one bed.
Yeah.
I mean, mine is the inn with one bed. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
That's not even. I think it's a mini trope. I don't know what that is. I like it. I don't care.
Yeah.
As soon as I know it comes up, I'm like, yeah! I was like, Michelle, there's only one bed. I just get so excited. A fangirl. That's the thing. I was like, I'm kicking my feet. I'm like, that's the one. That's the one right there. I just started kicking
There
my
you
feet.
go.
There's something clearly about this. Of the excitement
It's
of
a
like,
physical reaction.
you know, it's like, right, yeah, exactly. Rebecca Yaros made a comment about this. She was like, I'm extremely happily married, but I love to see new love stories develop, and that's why I love to read about them. And I thought that was such a good way to describe like spice in the whole spicy book genre world, is that we get a lot of grief. Women get a lot of grief for reading this stuff, which is ridiculous. But aside from that, I think there was a whole lot of truth to that statement of saying like, we just enjoy seeing other women have a good time. Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's
100%.
the problem here? Like, so yeah. Enemies to lovers, the one bed. In with one bed. Here for it.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Good choices.
My favorite one is I'm a sucker for a good redemption arc. I'm that person, and Danny hates it. I'm a sucker for a good redemption arc, and then I love it when I'm correct, and then I tell Danny, "Fucking told you."
That's
Eyes
the
on
real truth is.
me. No one knew. Michelle.
Don't even bring up Tamlin, y'all. Don't bring up Tamlin. Don't do it.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Well.
But my least favorite one is miscommunication. Yeah. I hate miscommunication tropes. Like the whole, like, I love the Empyrean series, but book 1 of Iron Flame, I'm like, guys, come on. Just talk it
seriously.
out. It's fine.
It's rough.
Yeah.
So,
Super rough.
Book 2, Iron Flame, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, after fourth week, book 1, the section, is that what you mean?
Yeah, the section.
Oh, yeah.
First section of Iron Flame.
Yeah.
Girl, the way Violet was on my nerves. She was like, it was tough.
Preaching to the choir.
All of our nerves.
This could all be solved by a quick chat. Also, they're military secrets. You guys have been together for 3 months. Okay. So,
yeah. Okay.
Danny, did you say yours? Your most hated trope?
I think Michelle said it for me.
Miscommunication.
It's her favorite.
Oh, that's your favorite. Okay. So, so your least favorite is redemption arcs.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Look, Dane.
Don't even.
Best friend. Dane was supposed to be her best fucking friend, and he didn't believe that she could do something. Like,
neither
I'm sorry.
did.
That shit pisses me off.
Okay.
I'm like, come on.
Okay, so yes, he wanted to protect her and be fragile because she was fragile or whatever, and he didn't believe in her and all that stuff. But the whole, like, betrayal, the huge betrayal, right? He's in a military family. He was groomed to believe his father, honestly. And he's 20. He's 20. How many of us do stupid shit when we're 20?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. She gets mad because I'm rationalizing it because he's not evil. So redemption arcs, it's good people do something bad and they get to redeem themselves because that's kind of life, right? A good person can make a big mistake.
You know,
I mean, we do
dark
too.
Romance,
But
so what's wrong with me? I don't know. There's a lot of that in dark romance, and I'm still reading it. So who knows?
I guess, but like with genuinely evil people, like they don't deserve a redemption arc. Like, you know, Snow, President Snow,
right?
Redemption arc. I don't know about that. But Dane, he wasn't evil, so that's why redemption. I like the redemption arc. It sees the good person do something fucking stupid, and then they get to evolve and grow as a character, and that's kind of like what life's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
As a true
It's
English major
realistic.
said.
So you're more like team, not everybody deserves a redemption arc, but you would
No.
you love to see it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love to
I'm
see
probably
it
on
when-
the same page.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, not to leave you out, Danny. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, well,
I
sorry.
don't-
Another apology. We need to know if Tamlin deserves a redemption arc.
Yes.
Because this gets the people
So
going.
I've been converted.
Oh.
I do think I've been converted.
Imagine.
It's taken some time.
Imagine.
We've talked to Stephen Walker now. I don't know how many times, and I feel like he's just like slowly pushed that now, and I feel like I can't.
On you, I knew.
Yeah, well, you guys have been colluding, is what's happened, and now there's no other way. Now I feel like Tamlin is. I would read it. I'd read anything she wrote.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I would, yeah.
It's going to be hard
read
to
it.
swallow, but you'll do it.
Yeah.
Tamlin
I feel like she'd
isn't
write it
evil.
so well. But I feel like she'd write it
course.
so well that I would still like it. She
Yeah.
just is that good. You know? I don't
Yeah.
know. All right.
True.
I'm guessing everyone else here likes these redemption arcs. We all are here for it.
Yeah,
Except
because
for me.
Tamlin isn't evil. He did something stupid. He had so much, like, think of all the pressure he had. Basically, he had to do the whole Beauty
There
and
we
the
go.
Beast thing, right? Fall in love, have someone fall in love with you, not for your looks, and, like, do that and save all of Fae. Or don't do
No
that,
pressure.
and everyone dies. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna internalize everything, because think about it, he doesn't have a family, he doesn't have, like, his only friend's Lucian, he's kind of fucked up too, and
Yeah.
he doesn't have a strong support system. The boy needed
Right.
therapy.
He's depressed
He
Thor.
did not-
This is what it
Yeah.
always comes
Exactly.
down to. They
He needs
needed therapy too.
Exactly.
Therapy.
These people need therapy. And
They're not
yeah,
in the real world though. So
Yeah.
Fae therapy.
all right, what's y'all's? Now I need to know.
Mhm.
Y'all, we're gonna throw it right back. We're gonna volley.
Um,
Podcast volley.
I don't care. Obviously, I don't care for him whatsoever. I will eat up anything Sarah J. Maas wants to serve to us. How about that?
Same.
You know?
Same.
If she wants to give him a redemption arc,
With ya.
okay. But, you know, I've read a lot of conspiracies out there, and I eat those up. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, obviously, I'm a big fan of a redemption arc. Nesta is my sole character. You know, kind of goes hand in hand. I'll read anything SJM writes, so that's a no-brainer. I think it would be cool if Tamlin got a redemption arc, but it was because of some information that we don't yet have.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Like, I
think it
feel
would have to
like
be.
that would be just so cool to find out why he was doing what he was doing, and it was a lot more complicated than maybe we know at this time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Liz, you just made me realize something that I didn't actually know about myself. I love Nesta, so therefore I must secretly enjoy redemption arcs.
There you go.
I must.
Oh, there you
On
go.
some subconscious level.
But there, I don't. Nesta, I feel like was just misunderstood though too. Like I
Oh,
feel like
she
we just
was
didn't have a level
misunderstood.
of depth. Yeah,
Oh,
she,
okay.
She also did some bad stuff for sure.
she did.
A little bit.
She wasn't the best sister.
Yeah.
Was not the best sibling.
Yeah.
At least she didn't have the power to grow things and grew flowers.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, that's
while they were
true.
starving.
Yeah.
So that is
Elaine does not get enough hate. Sorry, I said it. She doesn't.
I agree.
And Feyre's the youngest. I still will never get over that. I still won't.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not normal baby sister
Yeah.
No.
behavior,
Yeah.
what she was doing.
Yeah.
But someone had to do something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Not these girls. They weren't doing nothing but growing flowers and throwing pity parties.
So, would you guys say that Tamlin is like your most hated character from a book series, or do you guys have someone else who you hate more? Like, we need to know your most hated character.
I would say Atroxus is probably one of my most hated characters
Oh, sorry.
ever. And he is from book 3 of the Crowns of Nyaxia series. And he's a god. And he's a dirtbag. I fucking hated him
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
He's awful.
Awful.
I would say, honestly, Varish from the Empyrean series.
Oh.
Hated him.
Yes,
Yeah.
Every
so
time
horrible.
he spoke, it was just, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was greasy the entire time.
You can add Daddy Atos to that too, because he's also
Yeah, he was all.
hated.
Yeah, he's all. Yeah, in
Skeezy,
that.
gross. No.
Yeah.
Those are all good picks for sure.
What about you guys?
Absolutely
What's
not.
your most hated?
Oh.
There's so many.
Well, we just talked about this on one of the episodes that we did, I thought. And now I'm blanking out on his name. Is it what is it? It's the guy who, I don't want to give anything away.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
The guy, yeah, I'm like, how do I say this without giving anything away? When a certain character that we really love from Throne of Glass is kidnapped and locked in a box, he's the one who tortures that person.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Golly, what is his name?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna.
he really is bad.
He
He's
sucks.
actually real horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He super sucks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'll
That's-
make it easy on
that's
my
who I
brain
picked.
and say Duke Parrington for the same reasons. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Gave me the ick. Always.
Yeah,
I think
for
he would have
sure.
sucked even without something inside of him.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we have to know, you guys are covering Twilight right now. So, you know, I don't know if I could speak for Ashley and say that she loves Twilight. I became a full-on obsessed with Twilight lady after we read it for the first time last year. But we have to know, are you guys Team Edward or Team Jacob?
Ooh, good question. I am in the middle of reading Midnight Sun right now, and you know, I'm Team Edward for Bella because I feel like they're fated mates, which is before fated mates was a thing. They are definitely like there was no one else for her. That's clear to me. In a way that the trope, so that's a good trope too, is fated mates. Like, are you into fated mates? Do you want to read about fated mates? Is that your thing? A lot of people put a lot of hate on fated mates, but I'm here for it. I like this idea. It's part of the fantasy. I love this idea that there's absolutely nobody else, that they're quite literally like biologically made for each other. It's a crazy, ridiculous out there fantasy that I love and will read every time. I enjoy them. And I think Bella and Edward are fated mates before that was a known trope. Like, people didn't really, I never read about that then. I never heard of fated mates at that time. I just didn't know really about it. But I think that for me, that there was no one else for her than Edward, to me. That's like, I just don't think there is any argument or place where Jacob is the team there. That's my thoughts.
Okay. What about you, Michelle? What do you think?
They're both a bunch of red flags. I just
Also true. Also true.
Also true.
I don't like either of them. I have so many problems with.
Wait, is this for
and
you
Breaking Dawn.
or for the character?
For the
Or
character,
both?
they're a bunch of red flags.
Oh,
for me,
okay.
I would 100% be a puppy. I would. Let me join the pack. For me, I'm a dog person. Seems pretty cool.
Why not be a dog?
They're like one
person?
community.
Yeah.
Exactly.
with one.
Like, that sounds
What?
like a good snuggle
That's
fest.
weird,
You
but
know?
okay.
They're just warm
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And let's just go play fetch. Go for a jog. They're like horses. You know, you could ride one, I guess.
What? I love
So
Hold on.
they're as big as horses. That's how
Yeah.
Bella describes them.
I
As
just
big as
immediately
horses.
picture a saddle like on a Jacob.
Well, they have to like carry their pants around,
what?
right? Carry the saddle
was
around.
crazy. That was like probably my least favorite thing about Twilight, honestly.
Let's just remember they tied their pants to their the back
my
leg.
gosh.
Let's just throw it in there.
Ruin the fantasy.
Make that plot
Lest
hole
we
filled.
forget.
Oh, that's what made it all worth reading,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Totally.
All
Love it
those
so
weird,
much.
like, random things they didn't include in the movie. I loved it.
Yes. Yeah, there were a lot of that.
too. Weird.
So,
All
What about
Random
you?
stuff.
Team Edward, Team
Oh, Team
Jacob?
Edward.
yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Through and through.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It like wasn't even a question
It's
for
his
me.
maturity. It's his old age, you know? That's what gets
old
us.
Guys get it right after 100. I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I firmly
truly.
believe this. This is why everyone likes the Fae.
Kingfisher.
They're like
Yeah.
1,000 years
Yes.
old. If you don't have it right
They've
when you're
had
over
enough time.
1,000, yeah. Even Rhysand, he's like
Yeah.
500 years old. You
Older
know,
the better.
they get it
Indeed.
right after some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So true.
They gotta figure themselves out. It just takes way longer. It all tracks to me.
It tracks to me. I think it makes sense to all of us. This is why we love them so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So, okay, we've gotten to know you guys a little bit. Why don't we just get into the dirt? The unpopular opinions are bookish pet peeves.
This is an easy one. I think we all as a community can agree on. My biggest bookish pet peeves is not only just stickers on the front of book covers, right? Because that sucks, sure. But stickers that aren't removable. And I'm looking at you, Netflix.
Ooh.
That's
Netflix. Why are they ruining our lives?
Name dropping.
Yeah, calling you out specifically. I hate that. It just ruins it. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Especially when you buy it too, like at Target or something, and then you think that you can remove it, and then you go home and you go to like scratch it, and you're like, oh, it's literally there forever. Great.
Yeah. Great.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did that to the housemaid, sorry, excuse me. They did that to the housemaid. There's like a cover that looks like a sticker. I think it's a Target edition as well. And it's like, I get home and I'm like, fuck, this thing is...
It's on there.
It's there forever.
Yeah.
What is this?
I did see there was a company that was
bullshit.
making cover, like, specific to the book. You know, I didn't go that far, but it's out there. You know, like
I saw
sticker
those too.
covers that will cover the stickers on the cover. Yeah.
Okay.
So for anybody out there, it's out there that needs it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the first one that I wrote down was when a bookstore doesn't have a romance section.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's a thing?
It grinds my
Gosh.
gears, man. Like,
That's bullshit.
it's bullshit.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I thought, most bookstores have like a little bit.
I don't like that they put them in the back.
Mm.
Like they're like way away from everyone.
like forbidden. They're taboo.
Yeah, it's like
know?
like the dirty section in the like video store from the 90s or whatever. No, it's like I actually went to a bookstore recently, and it was like a local one in this town I was visiting or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, where's your guys' romance section?" And the guy working at the front was like, "We don't have a romance section." And I was like, "Okay." I told my husband, I said, "We need to leave because I don't want to buy anything from here now."
Yeah. And then you need to have a
know.
Pretty Woman moment where you come with all your book bags from the other store and say, "Big mistake, buddy. Big mistake."
Ooh,
Lost out on
it's
so
a
much
good
money.
What a
Yeah.
reference. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's like I wanted to go to the local bookstore and support them, but what I ended up doing was walking down the street to Barnes & Noble and buying books there instead because it really annoyed me. And I think that every bookstore needs a romance section. Also, it would prevent a lot of problems from romance books getting filed into inappropriate locations, like YA, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two things should not mix.
No. I think mine is not like with the book with like that. Mine is if I talk about the show or that I read the books I read and someone responds with, "Oh, but do you read real books? Like what other books do you read?"
Yeah. Ooh, infuriating. Yeah.
And the way
only
that it
feeling
like
classic. It's real.
and I'm like, I want my immediate ask wants to be like, "Oh, how many books a year do you read?" "Oh, you haven't read in like 10 years." "Oh, like not since high school." "Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you for telling me about your opinion. I will collect that and file it into the trash immediately."
Under T
Like,
for trash.
Please don't ever tell me that again. It's like those types of things where there's an immediate assumption that the books that we read are not classified as in the same category as books. They're like somewhere else. Like I don't know where they are. What else? Like where else would they be? Like I just don't understand the. And it's almost always by someone who hasn't read anything in a very long time or doesn't read at all. It's always kind of like an ignorant comment. So I try not to let it bother me too much, but it definitely still is something that that annoys me.
Yeah.
That happens for sure.
I always try to say something to the degree of, "Have you ever read a romance book?" And lots of times they say no, and I'll say, "You might really like it. You should try it just to see."
Yes.
And that's pretty much like where
and that's
I leave
usually what
it.
happens.
Yeah.
I don't normally snap back because I want to, but I don't. I'll normally, because I know that the place is usually coming from a place of ignorance, and so I'll normally just say like, "Oh, well, if I know the person, I'll say like, you like X, Y, and Z, like, did you know that's in this book?" Or, "Oh, like, have you tried audiobooks? If you don't read a lot, you might actually enjoy this. This guy has accents," or whatever. I don't know. Some crazy thing I'll figure out. But like, that's another way of like, instead of like trying to match that energy, I'll try to like turn it around because like, I don't need that in my day. Does it still irritate me? Yes. But I'm not going to bring that it brings me joy and happiness. I'm not about to let someone else who doesn't know anything about it rain on that happiness or that parade. So yeah, agree with you there.
Totally. Yeah, sometimes I'll say things too, like if I have someone who almost like talks badly about romance books because they only read like quote unquote literature or whatever that means, you know what I mean? I'll say, I know, blech, exactly. I'll say something like, well, you know that historically women have actually written romance books because it was one of the only ways that they were able to like talk about women's lives and like critique societal issues safely. And they'll be like, oh, interesting. And I'll be like, yeah, just try it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lot more than you think it is.
Well, and a lot of people, they're like, oh, the classics aren't romance. It's like, I'm sorry. Tale of Two Cities, that's a romance book. The Great Gatsby, that's a romance book. Just because it's not a classic doesn't mean it's not literature. So those are people that are just like, oh, you're not one of like the main titles that I grew up in high school reading because someone told me that I need to read. It's purely out of ignorance.
But also like the implication too that open door scenes mean that it doesn't classify as like a good story just because of that. It's like, do you watch anything rated R? Because I'm pretty sure those all have open door scenes, so I'm not really sure like what.
Yeah, it's not a real movie.
I don't get it.
We don't use that same thing.
You're not watching a real movie. Yeah, exactly.
And what about you, Michelle?
So mine is a little less heated, I guess. It's when mid-series an author or the publisher decides to change like the formatting of the book. So like if it's on the bookshelf, it's not the same height, or it's paperback. Now it's all hardcovers, but they don't re-release the hardcovers, or so that just drives me nuts. Just because I like uniformity in my series, and then I can't achieve that at all.
Less
so
heated.
That's like a big pet peeve.
That makes me want to rage too.
Okay.
I have that on my list
me too. The only exception I'll make is for Carissa Broadbent specifically, who changed publishing houses. That's the only time I've ever given somebody an exception, a pass.
Yes.
Yeah. But she did re-release all of them to be the same height. I'm just not gonna get them.
Exactly. The re-releasing is different.
Yeah.
So if you re-release, it's like, okay, you change publishers, you know, that's something that's out of your control. But if you're just like gonna leave it at that, then like, listen, we're gonna have some words or some hands right now.
Yeah.
we need to do something about this.
And she's a black belt. You don't want to mess with her.
Seriously.
Okay, so let's see. I got one more for you. I mean, this kind of goes back to the book covers, but it drives me crazy. It's something that I literally won't buy it if I go to buy a book and it's now a movie and it's the movie poster as the cover. I'm like, I just won't buy it. I'm going to just do the Kindle. You'll buy it, Liz?
Yeah.
There's one exception to this rule, and it is The Witcher.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, fair.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a fair exception. That's a good exception, I would say.
Super flexible,
yeah.
But otherwise, no. Like, I won't. Like, even Hunger Games, I'm like, I don't want the poster. I don't.
No.
I don't.
I agree.
We want the pretty ones.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. Liz, what's your next one?
When special editions are impossible to get and then people resell them for insane amounts of money.
Rude.
The worst.
Rude.
So rude.
You didn't even want it. You just buy it to sell them.
Question for you.
I
What because we're shortening our list here, so what classifies a special edition for you? Because that's one of mine.
I mean, for me, a special edition would be like something that has a completely unique, obviously, like cover that I could only get from like a specific company. So whether that's like Fairy Loot or like, I don't know, like there was this one that I wanted to get from Twisted Fiction recently that I couldn't get. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
Okay.
I think that's what would constitute it as a special edition.
So slapping a
not like
sprayed
something
edge, but everything else is the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Curious.
No.
Very
because
that to me is not.
It's mass produced. It's going, sorry, Fourth Wing, I'm calling you out, but they do that with every one. I'm sure when it runs out, it runs out, but I'm glad that it's accessible, but I just don't consider them special editions because they have the dragons on the edges, which I like them, but they're not like the other Empyreans that they come out with, right? That are
Yeah.
exclusives. At this point in the book world, I consider those special editions.
Okay.
It's a little bit harder to
Yeah.
get. Limited prints. That's where I stand. What about you guys?
Agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
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 I don't like when like the Target exclusive editions where with Onyx Storm, for example, when it was like a Target exclusive and they only had like 6 or 7 in the store. It was like super hard to get. I remember I was literally at Target
The morning
at
of.
open, it was gone.
They were gone.
Morning of, it was
Yeah.
gone. And
That's a good pet peeve.
the only
when they
difference
never
was
order
there
enough.
was some
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I understand they're trying to have the hype, but the only difference was the inserted art. That was the only difference, and the different sprayed edges. And the inserted art wasn't even unique to Onyx Storm or the Empyrean series at all. It
Yeah.
was reused, I believe, from
D&D.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was reused.
Yeah.
So that I'm like, is it exclusive?
Yeah.
Can you legally do that?
didn't even
Do you
take
have
the
the rights to
time.
that?
It sounds like you're not even in the
Right.
community. Like, you didn't even take the time to do a tiny bit of research or like just a money grab. It just feels so inauthentic. It's not a good vibe.
Yeah.
You can't pay an artist a few $1,000s to make some renderings and
Right.
prints. Come on.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's there's
There
a
are
lot
plenty
problems
of
with that.
Instagrammers. There are plenty of artists that would have died to do that. And let's just retake something.
Yeah. That was swept under the rug pretty quickly, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. a little
Yeah.
bit.
I was so glad I didn't get one. I don't know if you guys went
Yeah.
and got one, but I was like, let me just go by my Target real quick and just see if they have it. Even though, because the second release for whatever that one was, Iron Flame, was really chaotic too, and like people weren't getting their orders. So Onyx Storm, I was like, well, let me just see, because I know I ain't getting this for a week. And the line was crazy, like 30
Really?
people deep. So I was like, okay, I ain't standing in that, because I know they probably have like 6 copies. And then we find out all the artwork issues. I'm like, oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So what about you, Danny? What's your next pet peeve?
My next pet peeve is when they're going to convert a book into any type of other media and they fuck it up. Like, they don't take the original story, they don't involve the author, or they do to a small degree, but the author doesn't really truly get, their producer privileges they think they're going to get, and we get something that's trash. And the way that I have expressed so many times, please, dear God, let Quicksilver go well. Please.
Yeah.
When it goes to
Yeah.
Netflix, I'm like, please give Callie Hart as many rights as she needs to do this correctly, because the way, like, I don't know who they could possibly cast for the Kingfisher that's in my mind, because I don't know that the band exists.
I know.
But irrelevant.
Same.
Like, regardless of that, like, please, like, put the time and money in to make it visually correct. Like, please don't put something together that's just not accurate. Or like the first Twilight was like, there's so many differences between that and like the book. And I get it. This was from that time. It made sense because they were kind of lucky to even get greenlit to have Twilight as a movie. So it's a different time. So I'm hopeful that now that there is definitely clear demand and a huge, it's been proven time and time again how many of us will, consume this media multiple times over, that hopefully Netflix sees that. Please get it right. Take the time that you need. Don't rush it. We'll wait a couple more months, or a year even. Take the time, get it right, get the story right. I think that for me is like a massive pet peeve, is when they just butcher it. I don't know if you're a Game of Thrones fan. I can't get started on season 8. We don't have the time. I just don't even look. Yeah, it's a pet peeve.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed. Or they water it down and they take out all the like major political themes, other kinds of themes that are in there. It sucks.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. What about you, Michelle? What's your last one you want to mention?
So my is more book-ish. I hate when there's a new release and there are just spoilers all over social media. And
Immediately.
like with whole Onyx Storm, and there's like not a courtesy because people want to be like, they want their post to go viral because it's the first thing. And the whole with Onyx Storm, people were getting the books early and spoiling it that way too. And that's like a whole just disrespect to the author, to the whole community. And that was just a really big pet peeve of mine, that hopefully doesn't continue on, but you know, people will unfortunately want to have the views, have, you know, the followers, so it'll likely keep happening. But I just want people to be curious. You know, everyone's waiting for these books, especially like really hyped series, and you know, most people wait over a year, and I don't want it to like randomly scroll through my Instagram and be like, oh, now I know the ending. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know, this is gonna ruin the whole experience.
That was probably one of the ways I
That's a big
quickest
pet peeve.
learned how to do reels, was I was trying to figure out a way. So I did like a Bad Blood clip from Taylor Swift's music video, right? And I was just like, if anyone sends us an Onyx Storm spoiler, like before the release of the book, like we will have bad blood. Like we're going to have problems. And I don't think we can solve them, okay? Because you made a really deep cut. I'm done. But I just, it's like that kind of stuff is the same thing. I was going to agree with her. Is like people, because we're a media outlet in some sort of way as a podcast, and they'll want to send it to us, and it's like I appreciate it. I appreciate the thoughtfulness of it. Truly, I think it comes from a good place. But also, if the book has not come out yet, the author is not okay with this. Like, there's a line of courtesy here that needs to kind of be respected. So yeah, I agree with that one too, Michelle.
Definitely, totally agree.
Yeah, I think it's also like a problem with stores. It's like, I feel like there should be some kind of like rule or like an accountability if Target is just like being lazy and like putting a bunch of books out 3 days early. Like, I remember, you know, there was one new release, I can't remember what it was now, but I had contacted my local bookstore to see if they were getting it, and they said, yeah, we've got like 20 copies behind the desk. And I was like, okay, because I knew that I was going to be slammed at work, and I was like, do you guys mind if I come by late tonight and pick it up? And they were like, no, we can't sell it to you until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, it was like in that moment where it clicked, where I was like, that's actually what they should be doing. And so that's good. But I was like, that's what Target and like the big stores should be doing too.
And Walmart. Walmart was doing the same thing. Where they were just, you know, same type of thing where I think it's negligence. Like, you're not respecting someone's work. I mean, that's their work. That's their work. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You know, you bought it. You guys can sell it. But when you go to sell it, you have guidelines that I know you guys are given of when the release date is. There's no way that the little local bookstores can follow this to a T and say, look, if we release it early, there's legal things that can happen to us. Like, they don't apply to Walmart and Target, or Walmart and Target just so big they don't give a shit. I don't know what the line is of what that means. You know, next thing you know, they're gonna come for me for saying that out loud. But I think that's the message it sends when stuff like that happens, is it makes you feel like they're like too big to care. They just don't care enough about it. Yeah, it makes it difficult to want to support them with a sale, to want to go shop with them. Is those types of things.
Totally.
Yes, especially when Rebecca Yarros like literally was commenting on this stuff, saying like it like broke her heart that people are ruining it, and that's not the way her release was supposed to be, is because people were greedy and people were negligent, and it became more about very self-centered as opposed to like being something celebratory in the community. You know.
That was a particularly rough one, for sure.
Well, I know there were people even, because one of the big stores, I don't remember which book release it was, but it was like, I want to say it was Target, because I just saw this guy's Lego video about it, where it says like do not sell when they scanned it. So that was happening with the books, and people were switching the covers out. Which is like, that's like literally stealing, you know, because they would put a different cover. Because it's a hardcover.
Crazy.
And so that's how some people were getting away with it, I think, at Target.
Wild.
But dude, not
But why
cool.
were they out?
Wild.
Was it the right? They were bringing them out of the box? You know what I mean? How'd they even get?
The problem is that they're out. Yeah. They shouldn't be out in the first place. And then they
There
need
was
to
a
be
Barnes &
immediately
Noble.
pulled if it was found, you know?
Yeah, I think a Barnes & Noble employee got fired for the Onyx Storm thing. I think that was something that I saw that was viral. But then nothing happened that I knew of with anything with Target or Walmart. And they've done this before. This isn't the first time. They've done it several times before with other releases that, you know, maybe are on a smaller scale, but are still just as impactful. I mean, it's still impactful to any of those authors. Whether it happens on the Rebecca Yarros scale or somebody with their very first book coming out, it should still be treated with the same level of care. Which is another reason to support your indie bookstore, because that's what they're doing. They're treating those books with that same level of care.
Yeah. Totally. Yep.
So what we'll have to do is we'll have to take these bookish pet peeves and we'll have to post them and get everyone's opinion. Agree, disagree. I'm sure most people are going to be like, yeah, that drives me crazy too. But we'll make sure to put that on our Instagram so everyone can vote. So should we just segue into our Unhinged Smash or Pass for these ladies?
I'm intrigued. Let's do it.
All right, we like to keep it nice and unhinged over here. And so this time we decided to hit you guys with you have to pick one, smash or pass. You have to smash one, you have to pass on one. All right? We got our
Sorry, in
beloved, MMCs, if you will. We got Jigsaw versus the Terrifier. You got to pick one.
Oh my god.
Nightmare City.
Um,
Or maybe not. I don't know. You know what we found in our polls, because we do these Smash or Pass polls every weekend? Nobody's been a solid 0. So
Someone for everyone.
So just context on the rules. Like we both are supposed to pick like a smash or smash
one or
for
pass one.
both. Okay.
You have to pick one of them.
One
smash.
has to be smash.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess Jigsaw is smash for me.
Honestly, I was gonna go the same. At least he has a complex mind. I don't fuck with clowns.
No,
I don't.
Jigsaw
No,
looks cloudy.
don't.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Don't even-
also a little cloudy. But I feel like Jigsaw is like kind of has some kind of moral compass.
Does? I mean,
I haven't seen all of them, so
technically, I guess technically he's trying to teach him a lesson that they're all like really shitty people, and they all like have this flaw by murder.
redemption
Dark.
arc
So-
in the
Dismembering.
making.
I don't.
Fine line.
I don't know about that one.
This is not-
I'm sure there's a dark romance somewhere about something like this.
Oh, actually, Liz,
There
you
is.
just read one, right? Mm-hmm. It's like,
Yeah, it is. Here.
About Jigsaw?
What?
No, it's not
Jigsaw?
directly
Oh,
about
it's
Jigsaw.
right there, front and
Yeah,
center.
it's called The Darkly Badly Duet by Trisha Wolfe. And so it's
Oh.
not actually about Jigsaw, but it's basically a dark romance if there was a very Jigsaw-like character who then ends up in a
Okay.
romancy situation with his clinical psychologist.
Okay.
Now, does he present like Jigsaw with a little
No.
tricycle?
No.
No. So he's like 6'2"
Yeah, he's
and
hot.
you know handsome
500
and all that.
years
So
old.
redeemable.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of giving Joker more than Jigsaw. Yeah, I was getting
love-
Joker vibes off of that.
Oh,
Totally
yeah.
described Liz. Yeah, Ashley, you like led us up to think like, oh, you know, we love our male main characters. I'm like, oh, of course we do. Here I am, do.
Yeah,
Walking
yeah, it's
into
fine.
the funhouse of unexpected Ashleyisms. I'm like, where am I now? Hall of Mirrors. Like, what's
we can't make it
happening?
easy. Yeah, we got to make it weird. We're weirdos. What
Yeah.
can we say?
I like it. Here for it.
Yep.
My type of people.
Liz,
I mean,
what's your vote?
I picked Jigsaw for sure. Yeah. And then Ashley, what about you?
I'm going to go with the Terrifier purely because he's very tall and he's funny.
Okay.
Look at those
I
teeth.
know, you know. Hey, I got to pick one. So.
Like,
It's the tricycle gives me
Do the
the ick.
thing.
I don't know what to
The
tell you.
tricycle. That's where you draw the
the
line.
tricycle does it for you.
Yeah, it does. It does it for me. In the I buy. Yeah, it
He
does
has
the
a good
ick.
voice, I feel
Yeah.
like. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is pretty
Yeah.
deep.
So maybe
We're
we're talking into it.
no
Yeah.
clowns.
Yeah.
No, can't.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast episode. You guys, make sure to go and follow, like, and subscribe everywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcast. Michelle and Danny over at Book Club After Dark Pod, Instagram. Do you guys have a TikTok too? Yeah, so go follow
Yes.
them on TikTok as well.
Same thing.
And it's been such a pleasure having you guys. We've had a lot of fun.
Amazing.
Thank you
So much fun.
so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and you guys, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe for Besties in the Books podcast, anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcasts as well. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.